You taking time to join us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's, I guess, first of all, talk about the history of the business and how this all got jump started in the Akron area.
Sure. So I've been in business for about a year and a half. Moved back to my home state of Ohio about a year and a half ago and started Alternative Therapeutics. I've been doing what I do, neurofeedback, for about 5 years now, and was really looking forward to bringing such a innovative and powerful mental health technique into our area. So, yes.
That's what I was going to say. Who do you help?
I work with people with mental health concerns or cognitive concerns. So, anybody who might see a counselor or a psychiatrist, I provide an alternative holistic solution for those people.
Okay, and it says on your bio, I read, I am not the normal counselor.
Yes.
You are a licensed professional clinical counselor. But talk a little bit about how you work with your patients.
Sure. So most often people come to me after having tried medications and they don't work well for them, or they want to avoid medications altogether. And I'm not your typical counselor because while I am a counselor and provide mental health counseling, I mostly use neurofeedback and biofeedback in helping people to regulate their brain and regulate their body to function in a more efficient way.
Yeah, obviously there's so many different avenues of the mental health aspect where you can help. Can you touch on that for us?
Sure. So, what I like to do with people often helps in increasing relaxation. So, we do some relaxation training, we do meditation training. I use cognitive behavioral therapy to help people understand more about the way that their thoughts impact the way that they feel, which in turn impacts the way that we behave. So I use kind of a variety of things, but at the basis, neurofeedback and biofeedback are what I'm using to help people to naturally regulate the way that their body is working.
With us from Alternative Therapeutics is Britney Cirullo, and that is our business of the week here on WAKR. And the spectrum with mental health is so wide and long. I mean, you can go from the extreme to stress to habit formings and such.
Absolutely.
So it's a case by case type of thing. But get down the road where you and your staff can really help individuals listening to us today.
Yeah, so I really work with a wide range of individuals, from children to aging population. So with children, oftentimes I'm seeing them for ADHD, behavioral issues, autism spectrum disorder. From, like you said, stress is a problem that a lot of us deal with that can create depression and anxiety in our lives. So I work with a lot of young and older individuals with anxiety and depression. And then in the aging population, I work a lot. I have a lot of experience in cognitive decline. So that's dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that. I'm able to help people with those concerns as well. And additionally, people with brain injuries. So I actually was a part of a national study with former retired NFL players when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, doing this. And we had a ton of success in helping people with brain injuries that were still struggling with those symptoms.
You mentioned the aging population. It's a tough line to draw when Grandpa Joe is just being Grandpa Joe or dementia is setting in. And I imagine one of the difficult things is to get Grandpa to come through the door and say, I need some help.
Absolutely. That can definitely be a challenge, not only for Grandpa Joe, but for your youngster who you think needs help, but they might not necessarily think they need help. And that's one good thing about neurofeedback is it helps the brain to regulate itself, and the person doesn't have to necessarily be a super willing participant. As long as they come in and can sit down and sit still, I'm going to hook electrodes on, and the computer is going to do its thing, and it's going to help them to stabilize their brain. So they don't have to be too excited about being there.
And Brittany, the ADHD, and you mentioned you can help families with that and children and such. That spectrum is wide too. And sometimes parents will look at the door and say, oh, my child's not ADHD. Well, you could be, and you could be on one side of the spectrum. Talk about how you can help and maybe define if a child does have ADHD and how far that spectrum goes.
It absolutely is a spectrum. It can be pretty simple, and maybe they're just having trouble finishing their homework, or maybe they're disorganized with their paperwork, or they're just not able to sit still very well in class, to it can really translate to every aspect of their life where they're just behaviorally not able to manage themselves very well. So I really work with a wide range, and it just depends on the person and how much of a problem it is in their life, and we do some testing too, I should mention, testing to help define, are we on the spectrum of having a condition that needs addressed, or is everything pretty good and maybe we just need to make some lifestyle changes that are more simple.
Talk a little bit about your staff.
Yeah, so right now it's me, and I have a part-time technician. She's a graduate student at the University of Akron, and I'm looking to hire my first full-time clinician to join me. So I'm really excited to add some more like-minded individuals on my team, help even more people in the community.
Okay, so location, website, Facebook, and
Yeah.
location physically, and how people,
Sure.
my listeners, can get a hold of you.
Yeah, so I have a brand new space at 1823 Portage Trail, right by Portage Crossings, where the Giant Eagle Market District is. Beautiful new space. I'm excited about it. Facebook, I do have a Facebook and Instagram page, Alternative Therapeutics. And then my website is www.trainyourbrainohio.com. And there you can find links and information, everything that you would need. Also, I have videos on there of me explaining more in depth what neurofeedback is and how it can help.
Alternative Therapeutics, our business of the week here at WAKR. I've been talking with Britney Cirullo, licensed professional clinical counselor, Alternative Therapeutics. Nice meeting you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for
And
having me.
welcome back to the Akron area.
Yes, happy to be here. Thank
All
you.
right, there you go. 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Again, check them out. And again, go to our Facebook page and you can see more information on Alternative Therapeutics and also our YouTube channel. 16 minutes after 9, WAKR.